welcome to this 10-minute deep core activation Pilates workout. In this session, we're going to be working on firing up those deep transverse abdominals and creating a strong center. Let's start by sitting up nice and tall at the edge of your mat. Make sure both sit bones are on the floor and your spine is stacked tall. Breathe in through your nose to prepare, and as you breathe out through your mouth, start to tuck your pelvis under to perform a half roll up. Using your hands here to hold behind the knees to just support you as we start to warm up and mobilize the spine. Breathe in as you curl back up, maintaining that C-shaped spine, and then stacking your spine back up to elongate at the top of your sitting position before rolling back down. Let's do 10 of these reps, really articulating through the spine. Last one. And then on this next rep, as you come up, bring your arms in front of you, and you're going to do the same movement, but this time going all the way back down to the mat. Bring your hands over your head and then roll yourself back up to seated. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out as you roll down, breathe in at the bottom, and then breathe out to come back up. Imagine you have a string attached to your belly button, and as you start to tuck that pelvis under, someone is pulling that string from behind you to pull you all the way down to the mat. Again, we're going to do 10 of these to really warm up those abdominals. Keep connecting your breath to the movement, so this will really help you create that flow. So breathe in at the top, breathe out as you roll down, breathe in at the bottom, and then breathe out as you curl back up. Last one. And as you finish this rep, just roll down one more time all the way down to the ground. Place your hands on the ground by your side, and then bring your feet in closer towards your sit bones so your knees are facing up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, float your legs up to tabletop one at a time. Draw your ribs and hips together as you breathe in, and then on your breath out, drop one toe down to the mat. Alternating legs, make sure you're really imprinting your lower back into that mat. We will do 12 reps alternating here. Connecting to your breath, so breathing in as you lift and breathing out as you lower. Remember to keep pressing your arms down to help your stabilizing muscles, so even though just your legs are moving, your whole body is nice and engaged. One more on each side. Keep your legs in tabletop as you curl up from the top of your abdominals to lift your head and shoulders off the ground. Float your arms up towards the ceiling, extend opposite arm and leg away from each other on your breath out. Breathe in as you control them back in, and then repeat on the other side. Make sure you maintain the connection between your ribs and your hips, and your lower back is imprinted into the mat. The aim is to keep your center and your hips nice and stable, and only your arm and leg moving. Try and lift your head and shoulders a little bit higher each time you come back in. We have 4 more reps here. Well done. Bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a little hug. On your next breath out, float your legs back into tabletop and extend your right leg towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, lower your leg to the floor, keeping the rest of your body nice and stable, and then breathe in as you lift it back up towards the ceiling. You can check if your hips are staying stable in this position by turning your hand into a phone, and then place your thumb on your hip and your pinky on the mat. This will give you feedback as to whether your hips are moving too much or not. Just 3 more reps. And last one. And then bring your other leg up towards the ceiling. Place your hands behind your head and then lift up into a curl. Repeat the same movement just in this position, and we'll be going for 10 reps. Now that you don't have your hands supporting you, you might notice that your core is having to fire up a lot more. So make sure you're keeping that lower back imprinted into the mat, and you're using your breath to help you. So breathing in as you lift and breathing out as you lower. You're doing amazing. You've got 2 more here, and then you're going straight into 10 scissor kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Bring your knees in for a well-deserved rest before we do it all over again on the other side. One more deep breath here, and then let's go over to the left side. So float your right leg into tabletop and then your left leg up towards the ceiling. And let's go for 10 of those leg lifts on the left. Remember, keep pressing your arms into the mat to help you stabilize and imprint your lower back into the floor. We have 4 more like this before you extend the other leg and lift your upper body off the floor. And 1. Bring your hands behind your head, elbows out, and then repeating that movement with both legs extended. Going for 10 reps again. You should really be feeling that core working by now, so if you do feel like you are straining your neck a little bit too much, you place your head down, relax for a few seconds, and then bring it back up. You have 2 more like this, and then we're going to finish off with 10 bicycle crunches. Keep the elbows wide as you crunch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Give yourself a nice long pencil stretch. You've earned it. Last deep breath here, and then roll yourself over to the side and come up into your tabletop in kneeling. We are going to move into our swimmers on all fours, so working on our core, shoulder and hip stability. Take a moment to check in with your alignment, and as you breathe in to prepare, breathe out, you're going to lift up the opposite leg and opposite arm. We've got 12 reps before we add on. Take your time and really connect to your center here. You want to make sure that everything is nice and stable and you're not arching into your back as you lift your leg up. Keep your gaze a little in front of your hands to maintain a nice neutral spine. You can test your balance here by going a little bit slower and holding a little bit longer at the top. On this next rep, you're going to repeat the movement, but rather than coming straight back down, we're going to add a little side shift at the top. So moving your arm and your leg out to the side ever so slightly. It doesn't have to be far at all. Bring it back in line with your body and then bring it back down. Make sure that as you shift outwards, your arm and your leg is staying level with your hips and your shoulders. Keep pulling up through your belly button. We've got 6 more reps. Nice and controlled. And then when you're done, push your hips back onto your heels, walk your hands forward for a nice child stretch. Take a nice deep breath here and then gently push yourself forward and drop your hips down towards the mat. Open up through the chest, looking up just to stretch out those abdominals. You're almost there, we've just got 1 more section to go. Gently pushing your hips back into that tabletop. On your breath out, you're going to lift one leg and then the other to come into your plank position. Make sure that your wrists are directly under your shoulders and you've got a nice straight line down the body. Breathe in to prepare, and then as you breathe out through the mouth, tap one knee down to the mat and then breathe in as you lift it back up. Switch to the other side. Keep your shoulders, core and the hips nice and steady as you do this. Once you've done your last 2, you're going to lift your right leg off the mat in line with your hips, and then as you breathe out, you're going to bring your knee in towards your chest, curl up through the spine, and then breathe out to extend again. We're going to do 8 reps on this side before moving on to our left leg. You're almost there. Good job. You've got 4 and 3, 2, really bring that knee in as close to your chest as you can, 1, and well done. Push your hips back into a pyramid for a quick release before we repeat it all over again on the other side. 1 more deep breath and then bring yourself back through your tall plank position, and we're going to go balance on that left side. Last final little burn. I know your body's feeling it. I know those shoulders are probably screaming at you, but you've got it. Last little bit, and then we'll stretch it out. Keep drawing that knee in as much as you can, drawing up through that belly button. You've got 3 and 2 and last one. Lovely. Place that foot down and then push your hips back into that pyramid one more time. Take a few nice deep breaths here, really pushing that chest towards your legs for a nice stretch. Your body really deserves it. And then slowly bring yourself down onto your knees and then pushing your hips back onto your heels. Walk your hands forward for that child's pose again. Again, taking nice deep breaths here, melting into that release. And when you're ready, slowly roll yourself back up, vertebra at a time, so your head's the last thing to come up, and then make your way over to a comfortable seated position. Make sure both seat bones are comfortably on the mat, and then breathe in as you lift your arms up, breathe out as you take one arm into a side stretch. Take a nice deep breath here, and then lifting back up, and breathing out as you repeat on the other side. Repeat one more time to each side in your own time, spending a little bit more time in this stretch if it feels nice. And to finish off, you're going to sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands out to the side as you take 3 nice deep breaths, bringing your hands back down through heart center each time. And last one. Thank you so much for taking class with me today. If you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more videos.